Yes, guys, welcome back to the Once You're In podcast. This is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good catch up. Reese is back post hospital trip. I am back post Marbella trip. A lot to update you guys on, some shows to go through. Josh isn't here because it's Easter Monday, so he's gone for a meal at his dad's and he's just sacked off work all day. We're still grinding out here, bringing you another podcast. Sorry there wasn't an episode. Um, Today, which is Monday. We usually film on a Thursday, but it was our last day in Marbella. We were flying back like dead early Friday morning, so we had like a really busy last day because it was the only rest day we had. But yeah, mate, you're back. You're out of hospital. Give us an update on things.
Yeah, man. So, did you see the comment on the previous podcast? The one that we did? Like, I did. Did you see it? Oh, I got absolutely cooked. This guy that was like incredibly positive. The guy, all he's done is complain and moan for the last like 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, I didn't think it was that bad. Yeah, so I'm all good. I put a post about it because I didn't want to post when I was out, like I was in hospital and stuff. And because to be fair, I don't really fancy like just getting loads of like random messages about it. But to give everyone an update, I'm all good. I've got a drain attached to my leg, so I have a vac machine thingy. So I have to carry this handbag around, which is really cool. Quite annoying. I can like unclip it and to be fair, like I can take it off, but like I've got a checkup tomorrow, so I'm hoping that it's still bleeding a bit, but I'm hoping they either say I've got like a week left or whatever. But yeah, I'm all good. Like I have a hole in my leg that I can still feel when I go over the divot, but general health is better. Like obviously I'm back in the gym now, training, just like building myself back up. They didn't actually tell me when I can get back into the gym, but like it's a lower body like hole. It's not like I've like been stitched up and I'm going to rip it open or anything. And as long as I'm not, if I was to go back to like 100% heavy training, which I can't, my CNS wouldn't handle it. I was saying to Finn before we jumped on, like for people that like when you've gone from like training being so meticulous, everything being like nailed post obviously like post prep into an off season, to then like not move for like 10 days really, to like be considerably lighter, obviously body weight, for things like growth hormone and insulin to be out. Like coming back into the gym, I was like, God, I feel so off like, in comparison to how things have been before. Like you just lose every ounce of stability. Like I was doing a Smith machine press and I couldn't do suicide grip because my forearms were shaking and I couldn't hold the bar straight. I did a set of bicep curls today, and literally after one set, my biceps were cramping, and I was like, I've done one. It was the first set of the session, first set, and I was like, how am I like? How's my recovery that bad? Even like the little things like steps. I did my first day of like 10K steps, and like my ankles were like throbbing afterwards, and I was like, it's 10,000 steps. But when you've done 10,000 steps over a 5 to 6 day period and you do it in one day, it's a lot more. So I've just been slowly building myself back up. But no, other than that, all is good. Nice to be out, nice to be back into usual routine. Speaking about difference from routine, Finn, obviously Marbella, we actually haven't spoke about it. How was it? Was it a nice break? Like, be honest, did you stress out a bit, obviously, with any difference, or was it enjoyable? Yeah,
In the slightest, mate.
that's
Not in the
good.
slightest. Yeah, it was class.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ed. So obviously I went with my client and friend Ed, and Josh Croggan tagged along. But it was a good tag along. I'm glad that he came because I would have felt bad if he didn't, because I was going home at like 9 to go to bed, and then they would stay out for a couple more hours and like have a couple of drinks and things like that. So it worked perfectly. Like they're both obviously in off season. I'm not. So it worked really well because I think if it was just me and Ed, like we'd have had a great time, we'd have trained, we'd have still done everything we did, but he would have then been like, "Oh, I'll just come back with you in the evening." So like, it worked really well. But no, mate, didn't stress out at all. Flight times were perfect. I get up early anyway, so had to get up a tiny bit earlier for the flights. But basically, we got there at like, I think it was like 11ish on the day that we got there. We got up at 5. So like, you're just travelling in the morning, getting check-ins done through the morning, and then same on the way back. The only thing is, it did fuck me up a little bit on the way back. Like Friday and Saturday, I was trashed, mate. Like I didn't think I would because it's a 2-hour flight. It's not bad at all, but it's more so I got up at 4:40, which was 3:40 UK time, and then I didn't go to bed until like 10 p.m. UK time that night. I couldn't move, mate. I was like trying to like drag myself around Meg's flat, and I was like, fucking hell. And then, mate, Saturday, right? I didn't set an alarm, and I was like, oh, I'll just like sleep. I slept for 12 hours. I've not done that in like years. Like I go to bed early, get up early. Like I get pretty much 8 hours every single night without fail. Slept for 12 hours. I
What
woke
time
up
do
and
you,
huh?
what time do you wake up?
45. So I fell asleep at 9:45. Woke up at 9:45. I
Yeah,
messaged
crazy.
Meg. Me and Megan were supposed to be training legs at 9, right? Because the plan was train legs 9 till 12. Then she had a bikini fitting and posing session, and I was going to just come back and work because I had quite a bit to do. I got a few setups to do after the Marbella trip and like quite a bit to catch up on. So I filmed like a vlog every day and stuff. So I was like, oh, sick! I'll do the setups. I'll get the vlogs done. Yeah, I woke up at 9:45. I just messaged Meg, what the fuck? And she was literally in the other room. She hadn't left yet. She came in and I was like, what is going on? You know, when you're like so out of it. I had my mouth tape on. And I was like, it was like 9:45. I was like, what's happened? So that was weird. And then I paired my first meal and my second meal together. My first meal was just whey and dark chocolate, but I paired that together and I was like, this is incredible. So my pre-workout meal, I felt mint, and then I went and trained legs, did D-volume. So obviously I'm prepping and Tim's helping me prep. So I messaged Tim and I was like, mate, I'm doing D-volume and I'm not doing 15k steps. I was like, I don't have the time to do 15k steps. I was like, I've got 4 hours left of the day. Like, it felt so weird. And he was like, yeah, sound. Chilled out a bit. Another new low yesterday, another new low today, and I feel good. But Marbella was amazing. Huge thank you to Ed. Had accommodation for like 4 days. He was there for 2 weeks. His mate was there for the first few days, and then his parents came to visit for the last few days. He's still there with his parents now. The days in between, he asked me ages ago, like, oh, do you fancy it? And I was like, oh yeah, sick. And it was so good, mate. Like, the weather, the gyms, the coffee spots, the beaches. You'd love it. You and Sanaya should go. I'm going to take Megan this year. It's so nice.
What was the weather like this time? Is it because obviously
like
what is it like?
Warm,
like 18?
No, like 20s, in the 20s.
Oh, sick. Nice.
It's cool in the evenings, and obviously because I'm leanish, it was like a bit cold in the evenings.
Yeah.
But like not freezing cold. And like if I was freezing cold, I'd just get an Uber back instead of walking back. Like the first night I walked back and it was like 9 p.m. and it was pretty cold, and I was like, I'll just get Ubers because I was over my steps anyway. But yeah, so good. Honestly, would recommend it to anyone. Didn't disrupt my routine. Check-ins and everything was still done. Training was still done. All my meals were on plan. I had 2 high days, which worked well because I was just more active anyway with the boys, like socialising more and just like doing more steps and walking about because it's nice weather. But it was so good. Yeah, really enjoyed it. 13, really cool gym. That's Dorian's gym. We trained there twice, and then we trained at Oxygen for 1 session. We didn't train at Elements, but I'll train there next time I go. I'm planning to go again, like literally after prep. I'm going to take Megan and show her like straight away. It's so nice. So yeah, you should go. Definitely would recommend it.
But like, I feel like it's a bit of a hotspot. Like when you were training in that gym, I had a client there last year that was there. He moved there for like 4 months or whatever, and so like, I could kind of, when you were on some bits, I was like, oh, I've seen like this.
Yeah, there were people that knew me, which was quite cool. The Spanish guy who came to see me, like a young lad. And he like made the trip over to the gym. He wanted to meet me and like for me to look over him, which was cool. There was an Irish guy who trains at the dock who came up to us and was like, "Oh, you coach like a lot of my mates in the dock and stuff." I was like, "This is sick!" Like, yeah, really, really nice. And it was funny because like obviously both the boys are single, right? So like they were like, "Oh, this is amazing! Like lads' holiday. I'm having such a great time. Like this is way better than it would be if we were with our exes." And I was like, "Right, imagine boys." Your missus is also like your best mate, and she also trains with you and trains really well, and like she does everything that you do. I was like, it's not that it's just because it's a lad's holiday, it's great. Like it would be like, for example, like I kept saying this would be mint if Megan was here. Like if it was me and Megan, it would also be mint. It wouldn't be shit. And like you'd be the same. Like if me and you went, you'd be like, oh, this is sick, but I want to show some. I'd like take some ice to this coffee spot. Like so, yeah, I'm definitely going to take Megan because it was good. But yeah, obviously announced the prep. Well, Tim actually announced the prep. I sent him, well, he asked me to send him the photos because I did some post-workout shots after pull. Put one of them, I think, at the side tricep on my story. He was like, send me those. So I sent him over and he was like, oh, can I post them in the morning? And I was like, yeah, sounds like. I haven't been like, obviously on here I've said like, yeah, I'm pretty much, like, it hasn't been like a secret, but it's also just like, one, I haven't known what shows I'm doing until like a couple of weeks ago, and 2, I just don't want the conversation of like, oh mate, how's prep going? You know, my client Josh Blick, he asked me in the gym the other day, and I went, mate, I'm not being a dick, but don't ask me that. I was like, I'm just dieting. It's no different to normal life. You don't need to ask me how prep's going. Like, there's people in the gym who I literally hear them ask the same person every fucking day, how's prep going? How's prep going? And the thing is, they love talking about it. I'm the opposite. I'm too, like, without being a dick, I'm a bit too busy to just stand fucking chatting nonsense. Like, I want to train and I want to see my clients when I'm in the gym. That's what I'm there for. And do my work because I work when I'm in the gym. I don't need to stand chatting to someone about prep for 10 minutes when it's literally I'm just living my life. You wouldn't randomly ask me, how's your life going, bro? You wouldn't ask me that. You go, you all right, mate? Yeah, sound you. Yeah, cool. Right, move on. So it's like, I said that to him. I was like, I'm not being a dick, mate, but like, it's no different.
It becomes like every single topic of conversation, which is like you end up just getting tired and bored. Like I honestly, I barely spoke about it to anybody last year because it was so short, and I fucking loved it because you end up just all you're speaking about is just yourself and your prep, and in reality, it's like it's a very small process. Like I can understand, like let's say if you're in between shows, you've travelled for the weekend, you've got a show on the Saturday or a show on the Sunday, then a show on the Saturday. Fair enough. It's probably going to be a little bit more invasive towards life, but like when you're in the point of like right now, like as much as you're prepping, you're not really prepping. You're still just taking off body fat. Like you're not in a
Just
point
that.
where it's like, yeah, this is actually the important part. Like if you were to, let's say, drop your standards down by 30%, it's not really going to make a huge difference to this point. If you did that in between shows, it's probably going to be a big thing. But you know, like you've still got some body fat on you. You're not inside out yet. You'll be another 5-6 weeks. You'll probably be there. But yeah, I think it's a great idea to have 10. Like genuinely, when I saw it, I was like sick. Like that's actually good. I said to you, I can't remember when, but I said like get back into a process of doing cardio, going through the process, and I was like, just get someone to fucking help you. Get someone to tell you what to do or bounce ideas off because you definitely are somebody who, let's be honest, in previous preps and also previous phases, like you probably do overthink. We all do. It's normal. Just having that responsibility to say, yeah, man, sound. What do you reckon? You know,
Yeah. It's also like,
who's so close to you. Like if it was me, we're too close in regards to
yeah.
see you. You know, having that sort of like, oh, I'm away from you, but I also can see you in an objective fashion. That makes loads of sense. So yeah, I think
It's
it's good.
also like I was dieting anyway. Like I started that diet when I took my mum away, and I was like,
Mm,
all right, cool. I'm just dieting, and mate, it was never like, oh, I'm going to prep at all.
yeah,
But then, like, as I got like leaner and I got down to like, I think I came from like 92 to like, let's say like mid 80s. I was like, I actually look all right. I was like, I don't look bad here, and like my training's been going really, really well. My injuries are being managed really, really well. I just kept getting leaner and kept getting leaner, and I was like, I could maybe turn this into a prep, but like, I still wasn't like 100%. And then I think it was probably like maybe February time. I was like, okay, right, like I'll chat with Tim, see what he thinks. Basically, just say like, look, mate, like I don't want to fuck myself up like I did last time, so I want to bounce ideas off you and basically like collaborate on this. And the thing is, it's like I'm not prepping myself at all, but I'm so in tune with my body now, and I've coached that many people and prepped that many people that I can just tell when I need to pull back. I can tell when I need a bit more food, and it's not from an emotional standpoint yet. It might be as I get closer, but like I can just tell. So it's working really well. I feel really good. Um,
how is the dynamic in regards to like, is it official check-ins? Is it more so like this is how this has gone? What's like the
no,
sort?
it's like it's basically it's no different to like how I would coach people really. So like he'll obviously just tell me when to check in and stuff. It's all on my sheets. So like I basically just sent him my sheets and I was like, look, everything's on here. So it's not really like a massive difference. He didn't set me up or anything. I was like, this is what I'm doing. Let's just go from here. And we're close. Like I've known Tim since I was like 20 years old. You know what I mean? Since he was like 19. Like we've known each other for ages. So like we are close, but not so close to the point where it's like I'm seeing him all the time, or you know what I mean. So it does work well. But yeah, feel good. Got some shows mapped out. Um, Ideally, want to get done pretty much within like a 4 week period. It's looking like 4 or 5 week period, I think, and get a few shows in. If everything's going really well and I feel great, then there's a couple that I might do a bit further on. But like, I don't really want to drag it out, especially like I can tell now, like I'm not growing anymore. Like I probably was up until a couple of weeks ago, but like I'm probably not now. Like I'm quite lean, and my performance is still great. But if I have a bit of a busier day, or you know I'm running a bit flat, I can feel it. Whereas like a couple of weeks ago, I couldn't really even I was sound. So yeah, it's almost like based on previous experience, and also just based on like I'm not going to make the same mistakes I made last time, where I just string it on for the sake of it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not that arsed. I'd rather I just want to see how I look. I'm not far off stage condition now anyway, so I know that I'm going to look way better than last time. I'm going to be up probably a good like 6 to 8 kilos. So it's like I'm going to be better. That's the main thing.
goes to show, and like, don't take this in the wrong way, but like, this is me being honest. Like, if you were to look at your off season, like, this goes to show how bad your last prep was, because your off season, if you were to like be honest, hasn't been ideal. Like, if you were to go immediately post show, you were ruined. It took you ages to recover. Then
Yeah.
to go through a breakup, then to go through housing, living in the gym. Like, you haven't really, as much as it's been now, what, like, it'll be, by the time you get on stage, it'll be what, like,
A year.
3 months, like, since you last competed? What, just under 3 years?
I'll have
Yeah.
competed, if we say October
Okay,
2020,
yeah. What, 31?
October, so that's 24,
Yeah.
and then what? November, December, January, February, March, April, May.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Yeah, so let's say 31 months. As much as 31 months, you go, oh, yeah, sounds you can make a good amount of improvements. There's not been many, like, I don't think that's been like 31 optimal months for progress. It just goes to show how
It's
shit
been,
your last
it's,
was.
the most optimal part of it has been from
The last 6 months, the last 12 months?
maybe from last April, May when we got the gym.
Yeah.
Maybe when I got my house.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No.
but yeah, like obviously that's down to like those different circumstances. But I agree, mate. The thing is, it wasn't. People think I've made a crazy amount of progress. Like I've made some good progress, but it's because I buried myself in the last prep and like I've regained a lot of that muscle and I've gained some new muscle for sure. But yeah, like my off season based on circumstances could have been way better. It's not like I was eating off plan all the time. Like, my food was sound, like my training was sound, but it's like my stress was through the roof. My sleeping environment wasn't good. All that kind of stuff. Like yeah, I
But
agree.
also, like, I wouldn't say, as much as you said, like, again, like the improvements. The improvements will be when you get on stage, because especially at your point now, like, it is that sort of like fine balance where, like, you can do so well, but like, you can, and this is me just being honest, it's the truth. Like, you'd be saying the same to the client, like, comparing how you look when you're natural at, like, let's say, anywhere from probably 6 to 10 weeks out, that's like when you look your best for socials. Like, you get worse to get better, relative to stage.
Yeah.
Like,
I think if I manage it well and like
yeah, no, definitely. But I'm more
bury
meaning in the
myself,
way of, like,
I do think I'll be a couple kilos down from where I am now and be there. Like
oh yeah,
and be
no, I 100% agree. I more mean it in the way of like let's be honest, as any natural, you're gonna like a week out, you're not gonna probably look your best. You're 2 weeks out.
yeah, you always just look a little bit
start
stringy.
to, like,
Let's
start
do
to
filler
improve.
properly.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's like if I'm still fresh and I'm full for the shows and stuff, I think I will look a hell of a lot better.
Oh, mate, a million. You can't look worse. Let's be honest. You're 100%
Mate, it's
better.
great for socials though. Like I'll put like my infographics. Like I put in like my infographic post that I do. Like the one of like before is literally like just after my last prep, and I look.
Yeah.
It looks like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So
It is
bad.
funny. That being said, that's bodybuilding in a nutshell, though, because it's like it's one of those. It's the harsh reality, because like realistically, that photo I saw, the one where you put the left to right photo. Again, like, you did look pretty naff there, but like there was some probably front lat spreads in your prep where you actually looked alright. But
Mate,
socials,
like realistically, up until July, I looked alright. It was like August, September, October, and there were points within that where I still looked decent when I was fresher and fuller, like I looked good. But then it was like that WMBF show, I think that just physically and emotionally just buried me. And then post show, just
that your last show, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
like I was peeled. Like I was very lean, but I also had no muscle.
Yeah.
Like so then as soon as I put on any weight, I just looked awful and felt awful and was like just in my own head about how bad I looked. But it's good experience because like I literally now like I had a guy pay me for a consult call to talk about my experience versus his, go through his blood work and everything based on the fact that I've had that experience now. So like from a coaching standpoint, I'm actually glad. Even from a life standpoint, mate, like everything that has happened in the past has made me a way better bodybuilder now, way better person, way better boyfriend, way better coach. So like as much as it was fucking shit, like realistically those few years were fucking shit. Like the end of that prep and the year after that prep, let's say, or even the year to 15 months after that prep, and probably the last 3 to 4 months of that prep. So that's what, like 18, 19 months was fucking awful. Like I hated it. I was depressed as fuck. But it's made me like a way better person now. So I'm glad that I went through it. Like as much as it was shit. Like I feel like maybe not for that long, but you're always going to have some point in your life where something does set you back massively. And like, unfortunately for me, that was like 2 years almost, which is not good. But it might have been something else that would have set me back for 6 months anyway. You know what I mean? It's like you're gonna have something. Everyone's gonna have their time where something does fuck you up a bit. You've got this right now. Obviously, like you said, you've had like other things in your life. Everybody's gonna have.
Oh yeah,
That's
you learn from it. Like
unfortunate. It
you
was
learn from it, and
what
you channel into positives, man. Like or you don't, and you just end up feeling sorry for yourself. But that's not going to fucking do any benefit. Like this hole in my leg, like this is minimal in comparison to my knee. Like this will be a month or two at most, and I'm like, in the grand scheme of things, that's fuck all. Like I don't know, I just find like shit happens, and realistically, and also as well, a lot of times in life, like things are probably going to get worse. Like let's say, for example, instead of it being your parents' breakup, imagine if it was a parent dying. You know, that's a likelihood that we're all going to have to deal with. You know, stuff like that. Like that's going to be worse. It could be. Let's say, I don't know, it could be a serious injury. You could, I don't know, instead of, let's say, being in Marbella, you could have played paddle and done your ACL. You're out for 2 years of training. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that. Like, that's way worse than, oh, no, I don't know, I had a shit couple months, or, you know, like I was living in a cupboard in the gym. Like, you just move on. It's how it is. And if you don't, I feel like, again, you go through more shit, you realise that shit happens. And, like, everyone has gone through shit. And it should be a case of you take it and you just spin it into a positive as best as you can. Or you don't, and you're not going to make much improvements in your life. Like, it's, you know.
just let it impact everything. Then 50 years down, you know, oh, this happened to me when I was a kid or when I was younger, so it's impacting my whole life.
I did a call. So speaking about consult calls, I did a consult call with I think his name's William. Is it Will Scott? He's a big influencer dude. Like really nice kid. And like towards the end, we spoke for about 2 hours because I was just chatting about his socials because I was more interested. And he did a reel about a week before, and it was like, no one cares if you were touched when you were a kid. And I was like, and he got so much hate, and he was like, I showed my girlfriend, she was like, you can't fucking post this. And he was like, no, I am, because, like, I don't agree. Like, he was like, I think it's really bad if you got touched as a kid, but it doesn't matter when you're 20, 30 years on, if you're letting that affect you in a negative way to doing stuff that's good for you. 100%. Like, if you're going to be, but again, you're good, that's going to fuck you up. And we're talking completely from a sense of naivety. I don't really agree with the real. Like, let's be honest.
He gets a lot of shit, doesn't he? Because he just copies James Smith.
Yeah, it literally is a copycat like that. But like child fucking, we are not pro, as much as we joke, we are not pro fucking paedophilic sort of activities. But have something that happens to you.
I know what he's getting at in terms of you can let him dictate your whole entire life. It's like people who have like a rough upbringing and then really make something of themselves.
Yeah.
And, like that's amazing. Like because you could so easily be like, well, my upbringing was shit.
Yeah.
From a financial standpoint, like from a academic standpoint, like. You know, you could just let that dictate your entire life. Like, oh, well, my family weren't well off, so I'll never be able to be. Or my family weren't well educated, so I'll never be able to be. But then you get the success stories where people do get out of that. And 100% that is a lot harder than if you've already, silver spoon kind of upbringing.
Yeah, exactly. But that's that. We're not pro child abuse or anything, but don't let it affect you. If you have been touched, please don't contact us because we're not the professionals you need to speak to. Contact a professional, but still get to the gym, hit your fucking macros, and you'll be sound. All right, do you want to get into shows over the weekend? We had obviously PCA Scotland, and we also had what is it? What show is it?
Benelux Classic Group Show. That's what we're going to discuss. So obviously Jack Eagles was on stage yesterday. I watched the live stream, spent €25. I think I would say it was worth my €25. Like I enjoyed watching Jack on stage. Obviously, I think a lot of hype is always going to be around Jack because he's young, he's from UK, he's got a big following. He's always going to have a lot of hype around him, and he is also a very fucking good bodybuilder. But there was also some other very fucking good bodybuilders on the day, like really, really good. The guy that won, that Mo guy, who's like Ali Bilal's cousin, I think he coaches him. He was ridiculously good. And then like the other, I'd say the top 3 to 4, Jack came 5th. I'd say the top 3 were like really, really good. I'd say 4th, 5th, and 6th. I had Jack. Maybe he could have pushed into 4th. I definitely had him above the guy in 6th who just couldn't pose. But Jack, like, he looks great, but he still just looks a little bit younger than some of the guys. And I do think he could have been a lot fuller, based on like the live stream and based on the reels. I do think he could have been a lot fuller. But also, it is his first peak with Kyle. I know that they went with a lower potential weight cap based on his height, so they definitely had to like dig him down a bit more. but I think he did. If I'm correct, I think he did actually height in higher, so they could actually go. They didn't need to do that. I think.
No,
so they know that next time.
He heighted in the lower one. He had £2, I think, into his cap.
Okay, but still, that makes a difference. Like that £2 can make a difference. But yeah, I thought he looked great. I thought his quads just lacked a bit of pop from the front versus the other guys. I thought his delts lacked a bit of pop compared to the other guys. But conditions, like his condition was great. Like through his glutes, really, really good, really sharp. Through his hamstrings, sharp, vascular. Like conditions good, massive improvements from his last showings. Like that's the main thing. And he's obviously going to have like a good few more shows planned in. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't. I like paid attention to the stuff I was sort of seeing, obviously in posts and stuff. I can't remember. I think me and Sanaya, what were we doing yesterday? I was out for a walk with Sanaya's brother and his girlfriend for an Easter Sunday walk, so I missed the live stream. But yeah, no, like I kind of fully agree with what you say. Like I do definitely think and it's just a bit. It's the whole issue with Classic. If Classic had like an unlimited weight cap, I would be backing Jack to do incredibly well. I just look at it and think, irrelevant of how things are, density, time, age, whatever, £2.5 is not going to be moving him up from not winning not a mediocre show, but it's not a big name. There's not a big name in this show. It's not a big show. Jack, I think, was going in with the intention of thinking he's probably going to win. He's probably then going to do. Obviously, you need 2 Classic wins to qualify for the Olympia. From the stuff that I've seen through socials, I think he was like backing himself, which he fucking should. He's got fucking ridiculous potential. I just look at it and think, like, with £2.5, I'm sorry, like, spoiler alert, I would be stunned if Jack was to be like hitting the levels that I think everyone expects him to, and in a way he should for Classic, because I look at it and think, how does this make sense? Like, he is.
I think that he should. It looks like he should be able to be like 10, 15 pounds heavy.
Yeah, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I know obviously he's got pretty jacked forearms, he's got big calves, he's got massive hands. I don't know if this is
where the weight's being held.
I don't know if this is taking his weight cap up, but like, if you were to look at, let's say, for example, funnily enough, I thought back to the question when I wasn't here, and it was like, Reece Olympia or Jack for a top 3 at the Olympia. And it's like, look at Niall, and again, I know you're comparing him against like top 5 in the world, but like Jack with like 10 to 20 pounds is maybe at the level of someone in that top 5 to 10. How has he only got £2? Like, this doesn't make sense. Yeah. We need to do like some, I don't know, DNA test on his skeleton, because I'm convinced his like skeleton weighs more than it should be, because he is not that big.
He's like
close.
Like you said, his forearms and his calves. Yeah, I do think he has brought his back up a lot in terms of like density, but like I think his lat width on his abs and thigh definitely was like something that I noticed as well. Like he hit the abs and thigh, and it wasn't as sweeping as the other guys.
Yeah.
But like again, I do think a lot of that is being flat.
Yeah,
I do think that.
100%. Like if he was like bursting full, but I just mean in the way of like he stood next to that Goosens or whatever, who looked fantastic, finished 3rd. And like even like from a shape standpoint, like quads to waist, like this is not a big name dude. And I think unfortunately, obviously, like, with Jack, it will just be a case of like, I really hope he moves. And I know he will. He'll be fine eventually. But like I imagine he probably wasn't too happy with the result. He should be happy with the look because he's much better. But like again, like coming from just us being fucking critiques and also fans of Jack, like we want to see him do the best. It's like it just doesn't really add up when it's like, regardless of fullness, like Jack needs more weight.
Yeah, I think even if he was absolutely bursting full, I think he's probably. I think he could have broken the top 3. I do think he could. I thought the guy in first was really good, and second, the guy in third, I thought it would have been a lot closer. Like if Jack was bursting full.
I think it would have been closer. I still think he loses. Like quite. He walked out next to him, and I was like, when I saw the.
There were some big guys, mate.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing that just doesn't make sense for me. And I'm like, I'm not saying Jack is small, but it's the same as like, for example, his quads. And the more time, the more maturity. But they'll preserve a little bit longer. But like Jack's legs look really good at 6 weeks out, and then at 2 weeks out, his quads seem to just fade and die. And last year, obviously, I know he had his injury, but this year, like obviously, it's not that. And it's like there's a lot of pressure on him. His fucking contracts are probably going to.
I was going to say, I think a lot of it is based on like. obviously, like we know Jack, and we like you say, I want Jack to do mint. Like I literally
Yeah.
paid for the live stream because I'm a fan of Jack and I want him to do sick. But like I do think, and I haven't been near him at all in this prep or close to shows. I do think the stress plays a massive role. Like based on from the outside looking in, and he might disagree. He might go, mate, I'm not stressed at all, and he might not be. But from the outside looking in, it seems as though he does get pretty stressed with maybe it's the social media aspect, maybe it's the contracts aspect, whatever it may be.
I don't know. I just think like if you were to put, let's say, a 20, I don't know, 23, 24, if you were to put a 23, 24-year-old who's done everything he's done in such a short period of time, does like his second year ever attempting a pro card, wins the overall at like the biggest show in Europe, then is like immediately fucking contracts here, sponsorships here, hundreds of thousands of followers. Like if I look back at like how I was when I was 23, 24, of course that's going to affect you. You know, Jack is a young guy, and I think like that's again, I'm not saying that that's going to randomly make him go from fifth to then winning this show, but I more mean in the way of like I expected, if I'm honest, I thought Jack would turn up here and win or at least do better than fifth.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were obviously hoping that he'd be like top.
Yeah, yeah. Again, that's coming from hope because we know him, we like him. I just think it's a shame because like I just look at this and think irrelevant of anything, stress, whatever. 2.5 pounds, fullness, whatever. I'm sorry, like that. Jack is not going to be hitting the heights that I think we all expected to, unless something changes. AKA, he stretches himself out and gets another 8 pounds or whatever. And even then, like I still don't think he's going to be big enough, which is crazy because he is the epitome of classic physique, in my opinion. It's just not translating to stage yet. He's young; he'll have plenty of time. It might change. If I was to bet on odds, I'd say no, it's not. Why would it? Like, wait. You know, it's not going to be randomly. Like, no one puts 2.5 pounds on and looks like they put 20 pounds on. You know.
So I thought the top two were standout. I thought third was third.
I thought Newson's looked great. I thought he looked great.
Did. He did look very good, mate. I just yeah. I think let's say the top three then. Realistically, it was pretty convincing that they were the top three. Fourth, fifth, sixth, like I say, the guy in sixth I thought just wasn't great in terms of posing. But also just looked old. Fourth and fifth looked a lot older than Jack.
Yeah.
But like you're saying, it doesn't matter how much age they've got. Like if Jack could be, he's not got the. It doesn't matter if he's got the years to grow into it. He hasn't got the poundage to grow into it.
No, that's the thing, you know.
Anyway, I enjoyed it, and it was just a shame to see that Jack didn't get probably what he was expecting or what he wanted, but still was very impressive. Yeah, this guy that came third, I thought he should have been second, sorry. I was thinking this guy came third.
I thought I was super impressed by Goosens.
I thought he should have been second.
He caught my eye the most just because his shape and his waist and his quads.
How old is he?
I'm not sure. He's coached by, is it Dan Massens? I don't know if I saw him when I was in the Netherlands. So he's a Dutch dude, this guy. But yeah, look at that shape, man. That's like
he's crazy.
Irrelevant.
I was thinking he'd come second.
Yeah. This is the dude that I thought the top three, like he was really good. I think maybe he could be a bit sharper from the back. I think that's probably what held him back from a place.
I think a lot of that was his posing, though. You know, like
he did the AJ Morris, didn't he?
Yeah, Jack looked peeled from the back, but it's because he was like the only one tucking his glutes. Maybe the winner, I think, was maybe tucking his glutes as well.
Yeah, he did the AJ Morris. You tense your glutes and then you just push your glutes back. It's like, come on, AJ, want to see the glute striations, bro.
This Momo, he was a joke.
Yeah, crazy.
The standard is crazy. Like we all know how good Jack is, by the way. Jack's fucking great, and then to see the other guys, you just think, fucking hell, fair play.
And like when I said it wasn't a big show, it's more so there wasn't like a big name, you know.
No, but I still think the standard. I think the standard was very, very good, better than I thought.
It's a pro show. You'll struggle to find fucking pro lineups where there's like a shit standard. You know, there's been a few, but there's very minimal. You know, There's always going to be some very, very good guys. I saw a dude last year, and I was listening to a podcast with him on. He won 3 pro shows on the bounce in the States and then finished 33rd at the Olympia, which is crazy. Imagine winning 3 pro shows in like the build up. It was like he had the 3 pro shows and then had like a 6 week break. You win 3 pro shows on the bounce and classic, you're like, I'm easily in the top 10 to 15 here. And then
it's crazy as well. The standard of condition is like, everybody's lean, mate. You know what I mean? Like everybody's pretty much peeled. Yeah, it's like you're a pro, like you should be. So this was the guy that came fourth. I thought again, like size standpoint, he's big. I think Jack probably could have still, like, Jack at his best probably beats him. I don't think he's like wildly impressive, but again, you look at that, he's fucking good. You know, he's big.
Yeah. I think it's one of those you've got to remember, and this is again the sad reality for like what it is with, like, obviously not Jack, but just in Instagram in general. Like, it is still bodybuilding. It's still, size is going to be a big factor, and all these guys have very, very, very good shape, like flow and like structure. Jack's silhouette is arguably top 0.1%, but the stuff that actually goes into classic physique at the top level, like, can you win pro cards by having a ridiculous structure and frame? Yeah, Jack was one of the smaller guys in the pro quality he did, but he still won based off his potential. Like, as a result, people invest in that because they see that potential. One of those sort of things where you stand next to these guys that are fucking Jacks, you're like, oh shit, okay, I'm probably a little bit smaller. So yeah, at the end of the day, Jack's the youngest in the lineup, I imagine. Like, he's made improvements from last year. I don't think, like, if I'm honest, I think he, like, I feel like I expected to see more improvements, but I also feel like I think he could be a bit better, as you said, like, could definitely be a bit fuller.
He'll get better, 100%. Yeah. He'll get a lot better show to show.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
He definitely could be fuller.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, we wish Mr. Jack all the best, and obviously, I think his next show is FIBO, which will be cool. So yeah, sick. Away from that, we go into PCA Scotland. So this is the second PCA show of the year. The first one was the first timers one last week.
Last week.
Yeah. Did you speak about that on the?
I went through it a bit.
Okay, sick. But anyway, what's your thoughts on this show, mate?
Looked really good. Standard looked really, really good for the first non-first timers show. Really, really good. Obviously, it's like the Scottish Championships. They were giving out pro cards as well, weren't they? We know Daniel Tunier from when he used to train at Progress Works. Fucking really, really nice physique. Great progress since we've known him. Ross Kerr is his name, the bald guy, right? I feel like he's been around for years. I feel like he competes year in, year out, and he's always like he's a very good amateur, isn't he?
Yeah.
But
I'm surprised.
I believe he's got a pro card now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that, like, if I'm honest, I thought he'd win an actual, like, IFBB pro card a few years back. Like,
I think he's not far off. Yeah, I'm sure he's been pretty close a few times.
Yeah, he's just not that, like, he's not massive. He's not that heavy, but he's like, his name is the 3D Scotsman, and it's perfect because he is just like super round and bubbly. But like, he's structurally not a massive dude, and like, even when he stands next to the girls in the overall.
That's great.
What'd you say?
A good shot, that most muscular.
Yeah.
I know you mean he's not massive.
No, he's not that big, but he's just really round and bubbly. But yeah, always looks good. I feel like he's just always peeled as well. Like, I never see him out of shape. Obviously, he's coached by Tom, and I know they've done plenty of shows. So yeah, I don't know the female. Actually, I do know one of the female overall winners because she was posed by Sanaya, the blonde from the previous one.
Yeah.
Sanaya was showing me her quads like on one of her check-ins, and I was like, yeah, she's jacked. I literally said, I think before the show, I was like, she's going to win the overall. I was like, I don't know.
Both coached by, one of them's coached by Dan. Yeah, Wellburn, and the other one's coached by Amy, so one of Dan's coaches.
Shock. Just Dan Wellburn collecting swords as usual. I will say, shout out Mr. Ash the Plug, I think his Instagram name is. I followed him. He tried to follow Abster. Abster was like, do you know Ash the Plug? I was like, I don't, but I can check. He's the classic dude that won the classic medium short. They had a photo of him. You scroll down a touch.
Yeah.
Him. Yeah. So I thought imagine he was probably second in the overall.
Yeah,
I don't know if they've got a photo of his glutes or anything, but like in the reel, he was peeled, like legit peeled. So yeah, really, really good. Great posing, great stage presence, really good. Coached by Nave Styles, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I followed him like a few weeks back, I'm pretty sure, because I saw him and I was like, looks fucking sick. Yeah, really, really good physique. especially for classic, like really nice shape. I don't know if he's going to be doing like universe and something, but I'd say he's like the front runner for like probably this class already. I don't really see many guys getting better than him at a PCA level. So yeah,
Do you see the junior?
yeah, crazy. You see his transformation?
No, he's coached by that
No,
Christian.
click on his page. He did a 12-month transformation. He literally put on like, I don't know, 200 pounds of muscle.
Is it this?
I don't know. So yeah, look at this. This is absurd. Like for people that are listening, watch. Go on, like watch this part. Yeah, 82 to 142 kilos.
What the fuck?
God, bro. My heaviest is 137. He's a junior and he's 142 kilos. Huh? Oh, fucking hell. That is. Oh, that's crazy.
What the fuck?
Finn, do you know a dude called Valentin, open bodybuilder, used to be natural?
Might do, yeah. What's his surname?
He had the similar sort of transformation. Competed WMBF in 2024 and like competed at a show the weekend just gone at 117 kilos. And it's like these like German, Austrian, Polish dudes. I don't know what it is. Like their genetic responses. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he's huge.
yeah. A bit of
Shout
a
out Ollie Waits, who competed years ago as a natural. I don't know if he's still natural, but he was in the juniors and came second. Looked good. And his Instagram was like Ollie lifts weights, I think. I just remember him doing a natural show. But yeah, this guy was a bit of a standout, wasn't he?
I think it stand out because of his age and like his density and stuff. Like I don't think in an open lineup he's like an insane bodybuilder. He will be in a few years without response. Jesus Christ! But like he for a junior, yeah, fucking
Yeah, this guy's good. Jesus. Second. So
yeah.
Ross will have beaten him.
Yeah, I followed this dude today actually. I've seen him before. He's coached by oh, what's his name? The dude that coaches James McDermott. He's won an overall. He's won like
AEW, Andy Scott?
No. Oh, what's his name? Coaches, yeah, coaches James. He's a really nice guy. Spoke to him to one of my shows.
This guy?
Yeah, Sam. Yeah. For some reason, my brain wasn't working there. Yeah, Sam Goodrich. Yeah, he's coached by him. Sam's competed. I don't know if he's still going. He won a few shows recently. I thought Sam would jump in for the show because he's Scottish and he's done 2 Scottish shows and won 2 overalls. But I don't know.
Yes.
I thought he'd jump into PCA Scotland. But yeah, so Michael looks really good. Great physique, really nice flow. Glutes are like basically all the way in, like which is sick. Like, he just looks wild, like really, really.
Yeah, he's got a great physique.
Yeah. Yeah, very.
Good. Yeah, standouts for me were the junior, obviously Daniel, the physique winner, Ross, but obviously we've seen him compete quite a lot, and then the classic guy.
Yeah. Also, just because I don't know if he's either real.
Irish guy.
He's
He's an Irish guy. I'm sure he owns a gym in Ireland. Like Donal and Finn know him. He's good, really good, massive.
Yeah, he looks fucking big. Shit, he looks like to be fair, he looks like an overall winner. You see those photos, you're like,
yeah, he's big, mate, he's a big guy.
Yeah. These PCA Pro shows, like, there's always like a good. It's the same as the Welsh one they did. Like because obviously the overall winners get pro cards. Like the standard is always like very good. Like you just get a fair few like really good dudes that turn up, which is like it's cool. And like especially like early on in the year, like I don't know if they're all going to go into Universe and stuff, but like obviously Universe is back in the next month. And, like I know obviously bodybuilding in Scotland like kicks off because obviously you got the 2 bros next week. Yeah, you've got obviously that one. You've got the previous whatever. There's some shows that have been done, like some local shows. You've got the granite or granite, as Finn would say, that he gets wrong every single year. That's in like a few weeks, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it's like Scottish bodybuilding peaks and like starts at like mid-March and then ends in like May, and then that's it. You don't hear anything about Scottish bodybuilding until the end.
Yeah, that was a good show though.
Yeah, no, really, really good. So yeah, we got what's it this weekend? Is there any shows? Is there a PCA show? I imagine there is.
There will be. There'll be a PCA show. There'll be probably is there another pro show? IFBB pro show?
So you've got the Scottish Two Bros. Let's have a look. We have the Saxon Classic in a week.
April.
Yeah, that's usually a pretty big show. Do you know about how the Saxon Classic used to run? Like, do you know why that's like a big show for PCA?
Yeah, you told me about it when you spoke with Ryan.
Yeah, no, it's really cool to be fair. It's a shame, obviously, they don't really like promote it anymore. Like, used to get like an Anglo-Saxon like trophy and stuff, and that was like their first ever show. So like they don't promote it. They do, but they don't have the same like the Saxon was like the early universe before the universe was a thing. That was like the main show the PCA used to do, and then they like did British finals and stuff like that. So you'd have like the Saxon at the start, and then you'd have finals, and then the Saxon's not as big anymore, which is a bit of a shame. But like they hold like I've seen the post here, like they put the overall winners of the Saxon Classic every year. So like they seem to obviously hold like the Saxon Classic overall winners as like a bit of a this is a cool sort of thing. And to be fair, like I would definitely say like for anyone who's like listening to these, like Saxon Classic, like I think I had a client there 2 years ago. It was really fucking cool. Like, they're just PCA shows always fucking done well, and I have no doubt people that did the Scottish show they would have enjoyed it. So yeah, good show to come this weekend. It'll be interesting to see who does it.
Cool. Wrap it up there.
Yeah, man. That's it. Right. Cool. And thank you for everyone who's listened. Finn. Gayest thing you've done this week. Let's get it.
Can't say it anymore. We're getting rinsed, aren't we?
Nah, that's just a real.
I probably did quite a few in Marbella. Like I was walking around with a Louis Vuitton wash bag with my food in it.
Okay. Was it a real Louis Vuitton bag or was it?
Oh no, it's fake.
No, that's not gay. If it was real, that was gay. If it's not, it's
not. Wore the same outfit 2 nights running, but like changed the jewellery from silver to gold.
Alright. Were you just feeling the outfit?
Well, I just didn't take enough clothes.
Yeah, that's not okay then. That's actually quite masculine. You know, going out in like the BO from the previous night. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'm being a bloke this week.
Yeah, mate, you've been quite masculine. Come on, bro. Surely it's a bit more.
Yeah, I thought one of Josh Croggan on the way home was curled up across 3 seats sleeping. I was going to take a photo and say that's pretty gay.
Yeah, that is a bit gay. Me, I mean, to be fair, as I said, I'm just going to say the fact that I've got a handbag. I have to literally carry a handbag around me constantly from El County, which is crazy. So that's definitely probably the gayest thing I've done this week. Otherwise, actually, I do know. Sanaya's going away with Amy, and she told me she's going away with Amy. She's going away for like a week in like May or whatever. And she told me she's going away, and like she looked at my reactions. I initially was like, "Have a good time," and then I was like, "Can I not come?" Because I was just like, she was looking at me, and I was just like joking, like, "Can I not get room for me?" And she was like, "I'm going on a girls' holiday, just me and Amy. It's gonna be so good." And I was like, "What about me? Can I come?" So yeah, I'd say that was probably quite gay, but that was more so me joking. Kind of. I would definitely have come if there was an invite, but there wasn't. Cheers, Sanaa. So yeah, I don't know. I 100% the handbag. That is the gayest thing I've done this week.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, definitely. Right, that's that, guys. Hope everyone's enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you on Thursday. I'll catch you on Monday, technically, by the time you listen to this for the next episode. Bye-bye.